Hello friends and potential friends. Well, I figured I'd just come out and do a quick garden overview. I'm mainly just going to look at the main garden beds today, as there haven't been much changes on the patio or in the mini orchard. You know, this is not really a cat video, but as you can see, this is what I'm greeted with whenever I come outside anymore. That's Boots. Boots has run away. Here's Mama Cat over there sitting in one of my beds. Back behind her is Gray Tom. They are waiting for me to fill up these two food dishes, but it's a little bit too early for that right now, so they're just gonna have to wait for a little bit. Hi Gray Tom, how you doing? But what I want to show you today is the main beds. In the first bed we have my rosemary, and by the way, this is going to be kind of quick because it's 55 degrees out here, and as a long-time Florida boy, my blood starts slowing down when it gets below 60, so I don't want to stay out here very long. But let's just walk around and look at what we got growing so far. Here we see my collards experiment. The first few rows here, I believe, are all cabbage collards. Then we have a couple rows of mustard just to split things up a little bit. And then we have the Vates collards. Everything seems to be growing along pretty good. They've been in the ground for about 2 weeks now. Then we have a little bit more mustard. And then we have another patch of the cabbage collards. As I've mentioned before, this end of the bed tends to get a lot more shade than the far end. So we'll see how these things turn out by the end of the season. And also, incidentally, I noticed that at this end of the bed, I've had a lot more pests than I have at the other end. This is closer to the wild area. That's where the cats usually hang out. Now, over in the second bed, here we have garlic running along both sides and all around the perimeter. The far end here, I've got some kale. I believe that's the, is that the Red Russian or one other kind? Forget what kind of kale I planted there, but there's about 3 or 4 rows of kale, and then a bunch of Swiss chard in various forms. There's yellow and rainbow and magenta, and I pretty much got them mixed up a little bit. This whole patch is all Swiss chard, and it looks like one of the kittens decided to dig up that one. Then we have a batch of lettuce that I planted. This is a gourmet blend of lettuce. And then here at this end I've got some, I believe this was greenacre cabbage. And then a few cilantro plants coming up. I've only gotten a few that sprouted this year, so I'll probably be reseeding that a little bit better. And then the one that everybody's been laughing at me about, and your laughing may come to fruition, there's the tomato bed. We've got, I always stumble with these. This is Boxcar Willie at this end. Then we have the, can't even see the tag anymore. You can't read it even if I can see it. Brandywine. That's our Brandywine tomatoes. Then we have some of the large cherry tomatoes. And then at the far end I've got Mule Team. And then at this end, since my small cherry tomatoes didn't come up too well this year, I put some more kale over at this end of the bed. Again, we have garlic planted all around the edge. Let's see, if I remember right, this is the garlic that I stratified in the refrigerator. And incidentally, I've already seen a few blossoms on the tomatoes. You might be able to see that one hanging there. Right at the moment, I don't see any more. We've had 2 nights below 40 degrees so far this month. So I'm not sure how well that fares for the tomatoes. If it really comes to it, I can always throw a sheet over them and try to protect them from colder weather. I have scattered a few more lettuce seeds here and there, mostly over in the collard bed. And I also scattered a few onions here and there, mainly just filling in empty spots. Seems to be coming along nice. At least the cold weather crops are growing pretty good. There haven't been any changes out in the mini orchard. Things are still moving along well out there. I see that one papaya is still looking good. And there's still a couple lemons over on the big ponderosa lemon. And there's Mama Cat again. She's just waiting patiently for supper time. I find the kittens are hanging out here in the yard most of the time lately. They don't seem to feel a need to go wander in the neighborhood since they get free meals here every day. There's Boots and Licorice over there with Mama Cat. And I saw Torty run by for a moment too. Gray Tom apparently decided to move off a little bit, but he's actually getting along well with the rest of the cats. And here where I used to have the okra, I have nothing. However, I do have a few cabbage seedlings that my neighbor brought down to me. As soon as they're big enough to come outside, I'll probably be putting them in this bed. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on here. Nope, there's Torty over there amongst the potted plants. Aloe is looking nice, flowering. And let's walk down and scare Torty, I guess. She's still a little bit nervous around me. But I want to check out the flowers that I saw on that ginger last time I looked. Well, they're still down in there. The ginger itself is starting to yellow a little bit. It'll probably be dying back before long. The turmeric is dying back. It does not like the cold. And everything else in here is still looking pretty good. The pineapple plantation is doing pretty good. And incidentally, where I harvested that last pineapple, the plant now has a new pup coming out. The avocado, that's the Mexican avocado, that's still hanging in there. And the moringa seedlings that sprouts that my buddy brought over a few weeks ago are still doing pretty good. Everything else out here on the patio is looking good. I'm not going to walk around to the front to look at the green stalk, although I did harvest a big handful of datel peppers the other day and put them out on trays to dry the seeds out. It's just going to be a quick one today, and I'll just scan around a little bit and give you one more shot of the kittens and the cats. There's Torty out there to the top right. Mama Cat waiting patiently. And there's Boots over there sitting in my collard's bed. Licorice is running around here somewhere. He's kind of skittish, but to be fair, last night when I fed him, I actually got to scratch his ears for a few seconds. If I spend more time out here with them, I'm sure eventually they'll warm up to me. But they are wild cats, and I don't want to change that, so I just make sure they get fed well, talk to them nice when I come out, and hope that they'll be happy. That very quick look, and I'm going to get back inside because I'm starting to shiver a little bit. Yeah, I know, Florida boys can't handle cold. Figured I'd just try to give you a little bit of a glimpse at the pandemonium I get around here at supper time. I see Tomcat showed up for supper tonight. So we got Tomcat there in the middle, Gray Tom off in the distance, Mama Cat in forefront, Licorice off to the left, Boots hanging out by the rosemary, and Torty is over here in this raised bed. Let's see if I can get this to settled out. Now, you guys be good. You guys be good. And let's see now. Licorice should probably be the first one to show up. Nope, Tomcat's hungry. There comes Licorice. And here comes Gray Tom and Torty. Come on, Boots. Come and eat. Look at that. Boots scared off Tomcat. Gray Tom, you can eat out of this bowl back here. Come on, there's plenty for everybody. Come on, Mama Cat. Come and eat. And this is supper time in the cat house. There she comes. I actually caught Gray Tom and Mama Cat eating out of the same bowl last night. Let's see what Licorice does. Yep, they're gonna get along, it looks like. Good, one big happy family. Come on, Mama Cat. And this is what I get to deal with every night. I also put out a couple bowls in the morning because Mama Cat and the 3 kittens tend to come by for brunch about 10 or 11. I'll see you on the next video.